Okay, welcome to our channel, Chris and Cece Discuss. And first of all, how are you today, Cece?
I'm good, thank you.
Excellent, cool.
Excited about today's topic.
Yeah, and we were thinking about what we would discuss today. We were looking at what's going on with technologies and different things, and just seeing how different technologies affect different people. So depending on who you chat to, there's positives and negatives with anything, I guess. But it's really kind of looking at those people that might be struggling with the advancement of how quickly everything's evolving and changing, and how that's having an effect on your emotional or emotional and personal life, and just on your own health as well. So what do you think, Cece? I mean, with regards to the way everything is changing so quickly.
I feel that what used to take 80 years as a society to happen now can happen in about, before, when the technology first came out in 2008, it would take about 10 years. Then when the technology advanced, it took about 8 to 6 years, and now the technology is about to advance again. What would have taken us to shift as a collective and a society 80 years is now going to happen in 2. Now, the body, your nervous system, your body, your brain, to process information and stimulus has not evolved in thousands of years. It's exactly the same as our ancestors, but we have a modern day problem where we are constantly bombarded and addicted to this little black screens, and what happens as a result of that is we're having nervous breakdowns. Mental health is at an all-time high because we're not designed to be overstimulated to the result that we are. So I believe because of this is a problem that we can't control, and that we have to there are positives as it's changed our lives, but the negatives is people are losing social skills. People have got a lot more social anxiety, and they're using their phone as a filler instead of actually learning how to engage with people. So there's a social disconnect that used to naturally have a lot more interaction with people.
Yeah.
And then secondly, your nervous system, you're getting stressed out because you're on the real, you're too addicted to your phone, and that is, the blue light is affecting your sleep, but also your nervous system is getting override. We all do it. We're all addicted to our phones. So we have to actually learn to learn a few skills in order to navigate it.
Okay, so I guess the question is when does let's call it an addiction to the screen time, if you like, or literally just every bleep the phone makes is like checking the phone. When does it become a problem, and when should somebody recognise it as a problem, as opposed to, well, actually this is kind of just part of my life and this is what I do? I mean,
if you are using that as a substitute for going out and interacting with human beings and the people that you know in the world, and you're only doing it through your technology, it's a problem.
Yeah, no.
When we're in this process of we're all addicted because it's designed like a slot machine.
You're saying that
even if you set a timer, you're still overloading your nervous system. How much of those 500 reels did you really take on board? But how long does it take you to unravel and go to sleep at the end of the day because you've been like this on a screen too much?
I'll tell you what I've noticed.
And how much is it taking away from actually being in nature every day?
Yeah, I'll tell you what I've noticed, and this is literally just through observing and having, say, clients come to the clinic and bring, say, a child with them, and in order to occupy the child is given a tablet or a phone to
or even
look at.
When a family has a meal out in socially, now children are basically babysat by technology.
Yeah, but what I wanted to say was that I remember this one case where someone came to the clinic and they brought their child, and the child was sat on the sofa while I was treating the patient, and I was really surprised with, first of all, how short the clips were. It was literally boom, 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 with clips, very short clips, maybe 10 seconds. Yeah. And I was, as somebody who uses obviously technology, but more or less just for things like YouTube and so forth, this was like, to me, I couldn't keep up with it. Now I know I'm old, but I mean, it's well, thanks for that, Clay. But for me personally, it was I couldn't keep up with the pace of the information that was being given.
And how did you feel as a result of second-hand hearing that noise in the background?
I mean, I switched off from it in the end, but I just thought, my goodness, how's that child taking all of that on board?
They're not. They're basically becoming hyperactive, and then they're getting misdiagnosed. They've got an anxiety problem, and they get misdiagnosed as neurodivergent. That's a problem. One, everyone suddenly got neurodivergent. Or are they just overstimulated? It could be either, That is a symptom of being neurodivergent. I know that because I'm neurodivergent. But to the point of everybody's concentration is like a goldfish. You've got about 20 seconds. If you've made it this far in the video, well done. You have exceptional concentration.
Sure. I mean, I remember listening to the radio last year at Christmas, and they released a new version of "Do They Know It's Christmas," the Band-Aid song.
All right, okay.
And the original, the 80s, 84, I think it was when it came out. The original.
I wasn't even alive.
Oh, okay. It's got quite a long intro to it. And I remember the person on the radio was saying to one of the performers of the original, why does the new version go straight into the vocals?
Because nobody's got the attention
Exactly. So it's like, so what does that kind of tell us?
Basically, also, if you think everything's, you've got Ask AI chatbot, which in for legal matters or some things it's good, but for relationship advice, it's a bit of technology. That's reading a few psychologist reports. It can be dangerous. Like, we're basically, it's like convenience food, convenience technology. You don't have to think for yourself. You don't need to read a map book anymore, just depend on your phone. You don't have to think for yourself, just ask AI. You don't have to work it out. Why do you need to think logically? Let us program you into the agenda that we want, and you'll be so full in your head that you don't have the ability to even comprehend the fact that you just lost your freedom.
Yeah, okay.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so we all are addicted to our technology. We all need our technology, and it's useful.
Yeah.
It's a useful tool. Your technology is a useful tool if you use it as a tool. But if you're not actually having screen time away from TVs and having all this technology plugged in your house, like, that's all frequencies that's affecting your nervous system. You need to detach and breathe and learn to ground and actually focus on things that you can tactile touch, not just scrolling on a screen, but actually doing things like, if you're a bit depressed, do some fiddle with your hands, make something with your hands, because that's going to stop you feeling depressed. So it's like, actually the monotony of this, every time there's a pause, you don't know how to be present. You don't know how to actually be uncomfortable with other people and actually have a conversation. You just do this.
Yeah, and I think in part two, maybe we can sort of discuss some solutions to these potential problems or problems that people potentially, have or think could become a big problem in the future. Maybe they're sort of seeing things with
the problem is just
kids,
starting.
Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking back to when I was younger, and the distraction was the television in the room,
or the radio,
I mean, I'm a little bit sort of. I mean, that would have been probably a couple of generations before me, but I've seen this sort of evolvement with phones, and it's. I mean, I was using a phone as an example, but I was just surprised when I've seen youngsters of what they're watching and the speed of what it's changing and how quickly it's
their innocence. Young children, they're subjected, even though you've got parental controls, they're still getting subjected, and they're losing their innocence too quickly as a result of seeing stuff that's above their cognitive age, which is going to cause detrimental addiction and effects. We're talking about corn, but it normally starts with a P. Which is a problem. And technology, it could be used to do a lot of good, but the way that it's going, there's not enough legislations and protection for people's well-being and development. The technology can be used to help people, but it also isn't really being used for the tool to exactly make people's lives better. It's almost taking something away from their human side.
Okay, all right. So so I think what we'll do is we'll do
a second video.
With maybe some tips on what we can do in order to sort of try and minimalise the impact that this is having. Okay, good.